Hi guys, and welcome back. Today's video is actually a part of a really fun collaboration with Jennifer from Family of 30 Homeschool. I'll be sure to have her channel linked down below, as well as the playlist of a bunch of other mamas also sharing their family's favorite picture books. I hope you guys watch those as well. I know I'm looking forward to getting some more ideas and inspiration from the playlist. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoy seeing a few of our favorites, and let's go ahead and get into it. So the That's Not My series from Usborne is my 18-month-old absolute favorite activity. I call them activity because they are more than books. They have the little sensory things in them. I know you probably have heard about these and even own them yourself, but they are just so fun. She absolutely loves this entire series from Usborne. And then we also have a few of the Lift My Flat books. This one's just the Bug Homes because she actually prefers this one over like the animals, and I have a Shapes and Colors ones and things like that. But she actually really likes the Bugs one. So this is why that is in my little favorite list. And yeah, it's just a really fun board book. She likes lifting all the flaps. She's actually only torn off one so far, so that's a win. But yeah, just all of these books are ones that she gravitates towards. It's the ones that she's constantly picking off of the shelf and having someone read to her, and just overall super cute. So I know this book is probably in almost every home, but it's Make Way for Ducklings, and it's such a sweet story. My husband is actually originally from Boston, so he is really loving this book. And yeah, the kids really like the sweet story about the ducks trying to find their forever home. They like hearing about the really kind police officer who helps them cross the road, and just an overall sweet story. It's definitely a classic. So Fritz and the Beautiful Horse is such a sweet story. It is about just a simple, homely horse who longs to be beautiful and fit in with palace horses, but he's just not. And he just likes to frolic around and play, and at the same time longs to be in the palace with the other fancy horses. Anyway, it ends up throughout the story, he actually ends up being the one to save the little children across the bridge, because the fancy horses are afraid that they might get wet. So he himself is not afraid that he might get wet and ruin his hair. So he is able to rescue all the children, bring them across safely, and he is then, of course, awarded being a palace horse. But so just a really sweet story about courage and bravery. So the Little Farm by the Sea actually takes you throughout the entire year of life on the farm. It takes you from the winter, like what the livestock and what the farm family does during the winter, through all the seasons. It even has their shop set up for what that might look like in the winter. It goes through like the first seedling processes, when they first plant the fields, when they are animals are starting to give birth, and then they set up their spring shop for locals to come shop at, and then they start getting into summer and then get honey and everything. But just a really sweet look at the entire year of farming. So In the Snow, Who's Been Here is a really fun story about a brother and sister who are on their way to have a snowy adventure, but on the way they run into different tracks, and so they try to figure out kind of which animals' tracks those belong to. And so you find them looking at the tracks, and you find the animal that make it. They discover more tracks, then they find another animal that made those tracks. So it's just a really fun story about just a brother and sister kind of exploring nature and learning all along the way to their outdoor adventure. Both of these books are so sweet, especially if you have little ones who love otters. The otters love to play. It goes through the entire year worth of seasons with the otters, from birth to their training, to just how they build their homes, to how they interact with one another, to the mama-baby relationship, to the friendships that they make. Again, it goes through all the seasons with you. And it will go into like the predators and everything like that, how they survive the winter and everything like that. But just a really, really sweet, sweet book. And then the other one of our favorites about otters is Your Paw and Mine. This is such a sweet story as well. It's all about like the mama and the baby, but then the baby finds some more friends as well. And they're all holding hands and kind of being safe and exploring. And then a big storm comes and they're realizing the importance of said holding hands. And of course it ends really sweetly with mama and baby back together. So The Year at Maple Hill Farm is another really, really good book if you're interested in learning about the all 4 seasons and what that looks like on the farm. This takes you in a really unique way because it's like every individual animal different. It's not one page of a story. It kind of explains in more detail what each animal or what each plant might be going through in each season, as well as the farmers themselves and what they might do in each season. But yeah, it's actually a book full of information. It goes through all 12 months, and yeah, a really, really good book. So I could not make this video without, of course, sharing The Tortoise and the Hare. We refer back to this book all the time when we are struggling doing something and we need to be reminded about the benefits of perseverance and having that happy heart while persevering. So this is a great, great classic, and we absolutely love this one. So Henry the Explorer is one of our top favorites. We read this quite often. The kids will even make their own little exploration flags and walk around outside and inside, staking their claim on their findings, so to speak. It's a really sweet story about this little boy who goes out on an adventure. He wanders into a bear cave and decides he probably should just head back home. He can't find his way home, but he's able to find his snow tracks which lead back to his house. And it's just a really, really fun story about just like the exploration and curiosity of little kids. So Disappearing Acts is a search and find book for endangered species, and I really liked the twist on this. It's not like any of the other search and find books that we have. It is really unique, and some of the animals are genuinely hard to find. So I actually enjoy looking at this as an adult with my children, and then again going through all the different endangered species, why they may be endangered, and things like that. So just a really, really fun book to have on your shelf. We do a lot of Little House on the Prairie in our home. We have the Deer in the Woods, Winter Days in the Big Woods, and these are a lot of the times often in our little winter either morning baskets or morning carts because they are season specific, but we love these books. The illustrations are so pretty. I've shared these quite a few times on my channel before, but we love this series. And then we have the summer ones as well, but I really like pulling out these two specifically for the winter. A Beauty Collected is actually an ABC book, and it's absolutely beautiful. If your kiddos are into nature, or honestly, even if just you as a mama are into nature, this is a beautiful addition to have for your homeschool. It goes through the entire alphabet, but there's multiple pages representing each letter, or I should just say multiple photographs, but it is all real life photography. You get an up close look at all these beautiful things in nature, and it is just so pretty. I love it. Anywhere from botany to rocks to animals, it's just beautiful. They did a really good job with it, and highly recommend it. So if your little ones have chickens, I definitely recommend this guide. It is so full of not just information, but fun experiments, all about the chicken breeds, all about the eggs. There's some fun science experiments, some little life hacks for your chickens, how to make a chicken fort, just fun things. And the book is full of information. So even if you're just honestly doing a farm unit study, this would be a great addition to your shelf. But like I said, we do have chickens, so this book kind of makes all of that come to life. So Nature Anatomy, Farm Anatomy, and Ocean Anatomy are 3 of our favorite Julia Rothman books. We also have Food Anatomy, but these are definitely 3 of our favorites. I've shared these so many times. They are everywhere in every world, I feel like, so I'm not going to go into that much detail on them, but the illustrations are just really, really pretty. They are very simple, basic ones, so if you're just wanting a little snippet on a little animal or a certain thing in nature or the ocean and farm and things like that, they're great books to have on hand. So the Fruity Friends books I love. They actually go through all of the fruits of the spirit, and this one is the grapes. So this was kindness, I believe. Yeah, the fruit of kindness. And it takes you through kind of how to be kind, what kindness is, why to choose kindness. It's in the heart and things like that. But it's all said in like a poem form. And then at the end, there is a prayer that the child can ask, for God to put kindness in their heart and things like that. Just a really, really sweet devotional series. I highly, highly recommend Fruity Friends if you can pick them up. Well, guys, thank you so much for being here and watching today's video. If you did enjoy it, I'd love to have you join our family, and you can do so by subscribing down below. But until our next video, I hope you guys have a great rest of your week, and God bless. Bye.